I came up with
You're
the
the
name.
co-host. Yeah, so what? But I'm still the host.
Man.
All right. Here we go with episode 01. Anything Goes podcast. How y'all doing, man?
Good.
Bless.
All right. You got the host, Mr. Crispy. I'm here. I got the
Yes.
co-host, Paula G.
Apology. I'm here.
Right. We got some guests in here. Charlene. We got
Yes. Let's introduce
Jàmaine.
Yes, sir.
We got Linda. Oh, we got Alvet, my boy Alvet. We all in here.
Yes. We got
Loving it.
Alvet. All
I'm loving
right.
it.
Hey
How we
guys.
doing, man?
Blessed.
All right. So again, like I said, episode 01.
Hey, we got the music
Right.
going.
Everybody
The
in
little
here.
intro.
Yeah. Alvet, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? How you doing? All right. Feelings check. How we feeling, man? Fellas, ladies, how we feeling? I'm gonna start with you, Jay. How you feeling, brother?
Me? You know, this
Yes, sir.
post Father's Day, I spent the day with my dad. You know, just reflecting on how
Okay.
important the male presence is in our families. You know what I'm saying? My dad is a pastor, so you know, it was dope, man. You know, my Father's Day was dope. You know what I'm saying? It's like 3 generations:
Cool.
my dad, me, and then my son. You know what I mean? I think
Okay.
it's important
Cool.
that we celebrate fathers, man. It's important.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Time with generation.
Yes, sir.
Charlene, talk to us. How you
I'm
feeling?
feeling great.
How that Georgia heat down there?
Great.
Right. Great.
How you feeling? Good. Paula, talk to us.
I'm feeling good.
Paula.
I'm feeling good. You know, I'm feeling good. My birthday's tomorrow, so I'm feeling
Yeah,
great.
let's give it up for
Birthday.
Paula.
Give it up for the old
Thank
lady.
you. Thank you.
Yes, let's give it up for Paula G's birthday.
So what? If I'm old, but I still look good. Okay. Thank you.
Linda, talk to us. How you feeling?
Hi, I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. Ready to have another weekday.
Right, yes.
I'm not ready.
Longer. One day wasn't enough.
Right. Back
I
at
am
it, right?
ready.
Yeah, back at it.
Alvet, talk to us, good brother. How you been, man?
Right? You enjoyed it simple.
That's what's up.
Right. All right, yo. All right, Paula, tell us what's going on, man.
Oh, so
Politicking
yeah,
with
we're
Paula
gonna get
G.
right into it. You know what I'm saying? Politicking with Paula G
Do it.
in the
Yes.
place to be. All right, so anyway, I just want to start out by saying Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Thank you.
You know, yesterday was Father's
Yes.
Day, and also yesterday was Juneteenth. I'll talk a little bit about that. Yes. Claps to all the fathers. All right, but I want to start off by talking about something that happened actually at 12:40 a.m. That was today. So there was a little barbecue going on and a video shoot with the local rapper. He's from Harlem. They had a little barbecue in Harlem River Park. So there was a lot of people out enjoying themselves, you know, for Father's Day, also celebrating Juneteenth. And I don't know what happened. They're not talking about what happened, but there was some gunplay that happened, and like about 9 people got shot. Unfortunately, one person did succumb to their injuries. He was actually somebody who was from Harlem who went away to college, and then he came back to visit. So he was at the barbecue just, you know, trying to enjoy Father's Day, visiting his family from college, and he was like a rising basketball star. And, you know, everybody was talking about how great this person was. And it's just so sad that he had to, you know, come back home for a visit, and this is what happens. So, yeah, I just wanted to start off by talking about that.
Man.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that was crazy. So he was the only person that actually succumbed to his injuries. The 8 other people were okay.
It was 9 people?
Yeah, it was 9 people. He got hit by a straight bullet. Yeah, so they all just got hit by straight bullets. It was just a whole crazy mess. This happened, yeah, today. Matter of fact,
Oh, it happened today.
yeah, it was like 12:40 a.m. So it was in the nighttime.
Wow, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's so sad.
You know, you coming home to visit family and go out to have an outing, you know, and you come back to, you know, you come to your death. That's
Yeah.
great.
And he came back to visit. You know, he's from Harlem, so he went away to college, rising basketball star, and yeah,
Bro,
he came
I
home.
don't even. It's one of those things like
Yeah.
you just lost for words, you know.
It is, because it makes me think of my son. My son was around his age,
Crazy,
and
man.
just like it could just happen to anybody. So yeah, prayers go out to his family.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah. So moving along, I'm gonna talk about Drake, because Drake surprised everybody with his new album that he dropped in midnight. You know, and a lot of fans was a little upset about this album. I guess he changed it up or whatever. You know, the album is called Honestly Nevermind.
Yes, never mind that album.
Honestly. I mean, it sounds like him though. I downloaded the album. It sounds just like Drake. Him singing.
If I wanted to listen to Black Coffee, I'll listen to Black Coffee. I don't need Drake to try to sound like Black Coffee. I'm sorry. Y'all know who Black Coffee is?
No.
I've heard
he
of
collaborated with Black Coffee. He's like one of those, like he does all of that. He does club
dance music, house music.
Yeah, if I want to hear that, but I want to hear Drake spit balls. I don't want to hear all that, man.
You know, but he's still gonna do his numbers regardless.
Yeah, I mean the music on that album, like they're gonna play it in the clubs. It's still dance music. People gonna dance to it. It's Drake. Come on, it's still gonna. It's still gonna hit.
Look at my face. Look at my face. Look at my face. Look at my face. But I'm all for artists. I'm all for artistic expression and things like that. But you know,
yeah, maybe he wanted to switch it up.
I just say I wasn't feeling.
Yeah.
It. I wasn't feeling because
he just makes you. I just it's depressive music, man. Like,
yeah, it's all about.
When I heard it, I thought I was gonna have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was sitting at work and Alvet was like, "Did you hear Drake's album?" He was like perplexed. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody else heard the album.
It was nothing happy. Linda,
you heard it?
It sounds like Drake to me. It sounds like him.
And at first, I did hear the album. I listened to it on my way home on Friday. And I thought it was actually really good because it showed his progression as an artist. I think a lot of artists now are making music that doesn't really say much of anything, account for anything. You can't dance to it. You certainly can't sing to it. But this here is a different kind of album. Not only is it, you can hear Drake, his sounds, you can absolutely identify him, but it's also something that you can move to. And I think
exactly,
especially with this like political climate that we're going through, like you need that type of music.
Exactly.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
It's like dance music. They still gonna play it. They're gonna play it in clubs. People gonna dance to it.
Right. Music is a universal language. Everybody loves to move and feel the rhythm and get into it. And I think that's what this album kind of showed, is that he has a variety and
versatility.
Yeah, versatility.
Jàmaine, why is your face like that?
Huh? Oh.
Obviously, you didn't like the album.
Camera's on?
You didn't like
it. Camera's still on?
Yeah, your camera's on.
It wasn't one. I'm gonna just say, you know, Drake's being Drake with the album. It's not one of my favorite albums, but you know, that's Drake. Drake.
Yeah, political.
Huh?
The album. The album. Listen, bro. Like I said, I
wasn't a fan of the album. You wasn't a fan,
and this is because I take it like all the way back. When I first heard Drake on Hot 97, I was like, this has got to be a light-skinned dude. The way he was spitting, the first rhyme I heard, when he was like, oh, that was your girl? I thought I recognized her. I was like, yo, that's some light-skinned type stuff right there. I never heard him. I never seen him. But when I heard that bar, I was like, yo, that's some light-skinned stuff. And then from there, that's when I started listening to all of the stuff from his mixtapes and all of that. But I understand, it's progression, but I want to hear Drake spit balls that Drake spit. I don't want to hear all that.
But Drake spits bars all the time. He does the same thing.
But he came in the game.
But see, I'm a rapper too.
Exactly.
But he came to rap.
I think once he gave you a little bit of season with, him being able to, spit bars and all that stuff like that, people always going to expect that.
I think singing is where the money is. I understand that. Singing is where the money is. And so you gotta kind of ride that wave. I get it, but
females like singing.
I don't think
Females like
it's
singing.
because singing is where the money is. Although I do agree that singing is where the money is, because Drake already proved that he could sing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Drake already proved.
But this whole album was auto tune though. I didn't hear no.
Kanye made it cool again to use auto-tune.
But I believe Kanye.
For why this is a bad album, because there's a lot of rap artists who auto-tune. Like drill music is auto-tune.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is
I agree.
true.
Yeah.
Well, you know me, like I said, as an artist, I'm a rapper. So if when I listen to Drake, right, if he's gonna sing, I want to hear him sing. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do it, then do it. I understand you got bars, but you want to sing, that's your niche. But his whole album was like, it was all, you know. And then it was like that slow. What songs was that? It was like mad slow. It was his pitch was low. Like he tried a lot of different stuff on it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure.
Like, did you listen to that album, Paula?
Yes, I did.
You didn't hear the song where it was like real slow, real like.
Oh, okay. I don't know the name of it though.
Right.
I do know what you're talking about.
All right, shout out to Drake.
Let's shout out to Drake. I mean, he's still gonna make money regardless. So, shout out to him.
Charlene, you heard
those bars back.
No, you're not a Drake fan.
I just haven't heard it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Alvet, you heard it? Oh, well, you said you wasn't.
Yeah, he heard it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I say. He still did his numbers.
Right.
But see what we're discussing the success of his career versus whether or not the music speaks to us specifically. You know what I'm saying? I understand.
But even if it don't speak to us, it can speak to someone
that's what I'm saying.
else,
so if we're evaluating it based on how we feel about the music versus how successful the music will be for him personally as an artist, then those are two different arguments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But shout out to Drake,
Yeah.
Shout out to Drake.
Hopefully he
right
gets a sponsorship and we get a check. You know what I mean?
I hope so too. Moving right along, we're going to talk about the top 5 trending movies that are out right now. To be honest, I haven't seen any of them. So I'm just going to name them. Ask y'all if y'all seen any of them. Do you have any recommendations? Which one should you see first? So we have number 1 is Top Gun Maverick. Number 2 is Jurassic World Dominion. Number 3 is Lightyear. I don't have no kids, so I wouldn't have went to go see that one. Number 4 is Top Gun, and number 5 is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse.
Wait, you said number 2 was Top Gun.
Madness. No, number 2 is Jurassic World Dominion.
She said Maverick, right?
That was number 1. That was the number 1 trending movie.
But then you said Top Gun.
These are 5.
Okay.
These are the top 5
trending movies. Okay, do the 5 again because I think you did Top Gun twice.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Number 1 is Top Gun Maverick, right? Number 2, Jurassic World Dominion. Number 3 is Lightyear. Number 4 is Top Gun. I mean,
exactly. Look at Al's face. Look at Al's face. You know she said it twice.
I was listening. I was sitting like, damn.
Why you didn't stop me?
Okay, he got you.
Oh, he did. He got me. Number 4. Okay, I must have wrote Top Gun twice, so I'm gonna scratch number 4. But the 5th one is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
So I haven't seen any of those.
No,
my father went and saw Jurassic Park. He said it was trash. He said, right.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one was good to me. The second one, then after a while, it just started getting
right. That's what my father said. How many times can we have dinosaur bite off head scenes?
Yeah. So that it didn't. I wasn't
like, let me guess.
go see Jurassic
He's gonna
World.
bite you in half. Okay.
But I do want to see Doctor Strange because I did see the first one and that one was pretty good. So the second one, this Multiverse of Madness, I don't know how that one's going to be.
The multiverse one?
Okay, the Doctor Strange.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who you talking about right now.
She was the one that almost took Thanos by herself. She was the only one who he was in pain. Yeah.
Y'all really into this? Yeah, I'm lost when it comes to this stuff.
Okay.
What movie is this? I'm sorry.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm lost. I'm lost.
That's good.
Oh, okay.
You saw Doctor Strange is what you're saying. Oh, okay.
That's what's up. I want to know. I'm sorry. What's Linda smoking on? I just want to know.
I was thinking the same thing.
Sorry. That messed up.
Look,
I don't want to mess up the whole thing, but Linda.
Dad just blow her up. Jesus.
Yo, she was up there like this.
She didn't turn her camera off. Like, you turn your camera off. You don't want nobody.
Listen, she grown. We grown.
I just want to know. I'm like,
it was okay. It was okay.
No, it is. I just want to know.
I'm just
Lord.
okay.
Lord.
I'm just gathering my
Okay.
She's gathering her thoughts. Okay.
I didn't want to put you in the spot.
Book. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's funny. That was funny. All right, so how about Charlene? Did you see any of the movies before I move on? No, me either. So if you lost, I'm lost right along with you.
I just.
All right, you didn't see.
I didn't see. I just heard about them. So
okay. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna move along to my last little section, and that's about Juneteenth. For anybody who's out there, I'm sure you guys know about it because you are well educated. But for those watching who don't know anything about Juneteenth is a day for African Americans to honor enslaved ancestors or relatives who finally got the message that they were free. Mm-hmm. So basically, back in the 1800s, June 19th was not like celebrated as it is today. So I know a lot of you guys know about the Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed in 1862. However, it was put into law in 1863. So there was a lot of slaves in different states who were, becoming free. However, in Texas, they didn't know about it until 2.5 years later. So like a Union general himself went to Texas because he was like, something's not right. How come we have all these slaves, they're still enslaved? He went to Texas, went down there and let them know that they were free. So that's where we get Juneteenth, because it happened on June 19th of 1865. So usually people will celebrate by eating red items such as strawberries. They drink red drinks, eat red velvet cake, and that is basically to to pay homage to like all the blood that was spilled during slavery. So I just wanted to give just a little bit of history on Juneteenth, just in case.
Red velvet go back that far? I thought it was.
Yes, you're so silly. Us black people love that red velvet in the South. Red velvet in the South go hard. What? They make that homemade red velvet too. It's good.
I thought that was. Paula had a really good little thing put together there, and all you got out of that, Mr. Crispy, was red velvet.
Right.
I just want to point that out.
Yeah,
I was going to say that too.
He said red velvet went back that far.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta work on that, Mr. Christie. You gotta
Yeah.
get your history popping.
Yeah, but
history popping.
Juneteenth, you know, it was on Father's Day as well. So
How
yeah,
they
we
do that though?
celebrated.
Is it always like that?
No.
What? No, it doesn't always. It doesn't always fall on a Father's Day because Father's Day falls on different days. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do they just want to get it all over with? Get Father's Day and Juneteenth out the way at the same time?
No,
they don't.
I don't think it happened that way. Yeah.
I don't feel like Juneteenth was like really celebrated. I think more so Father's Day was more overlapped it.
Right.
Hold on. Overlapped it. I need to know. Paula, look that up. Overlapped it. What overlapped it mean?
Yeah.
Overlapped it. Look that up for me.
So I feel like it overshadowed.
Overshadowed.
No.
Don't pay no
Look up overlapped it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just feel like I feel like it really didn't do what I did. I don't feel like we celebrated.
But that's what I was saying. Like he was celebrating two things at once. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
So one thing will get more attention than the other.
But I think you have to remember too, Juneteenth is something that's relatively new. Like a lot of people still don't know what it is, or are just learning what it is.
Exactly.
So it's going to take a little bit of time for us to catch up to where we really understand the importance of it. Because I think that's kind of gotten lost in us getting the holiday, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now it's about harvesting it and making sure that it's fruitful, that it's not just we had a day and something comes out of it.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of that is education, which we haven't had. So a lot of people are learning about it. So I kind of felt it was a little overshadowed, but at the same time, I was appreciative of what was put out there because there's not a lot. And that means that people are learning and they're trying, which is is important.
That's
right.
Yeah, because just to go back to what Linda was saying, like even back in the day, there were people who celebrated Juneteenth, but in secret, you know, because they couldn't let people know, like, oh, this is a big thing, you know. So there's, like she said, there's a lot of people that still don't know. So got to spread the word and educate yourself. All right, so that is the end of Politicking with P. We're gonna move on to the general topic. What we got?
Thank you, Paula.
You're welcome.
We're gonna move on to my segment called Uncomfortably Uncomfortable. And I just want to say, you know, this past weekend I had a disturbing conversation with a young lady, right? And we got into like a heated discussion, and it was about child support, right? And how crazy if we start talking about that around Father's Day, right? But this came about by her saying that, oh, you know, I asked her, do she feel like child support is a benefit? But let me first ask you, ladies, do you feel like child support is a benefit, or do you feel like it's not, it's systematically out there for black men to fail?
Can you, what do you mean a benefit?
Yeah.
Let's define that word first, because what is a benefit?
Well, according to what she had said, she felt like it's a benefit because if you don't have to deal with the fathers, because basically she was saying how black men are worthless and we have kids and we don't take care of kids. So the only benefit out of it is child support.
Well, then she needs to learn how to pick better men.
She said
Yes.
this?
And yeah, she said this. And I think she had her friend didn't really say it, but her friend gave it the notion like, you know what I'm saying, that's the only thing we can get. But I'm like, yo, it's not a benefit for you or them, because neither is the system going to give you the amount of care or adequate amount of money to take care of a child when you put a man on child support, right? 9 times out of 10, if a man don't have a job, or if a man have a job, he have lack of an education, lack of resources. So 9 times out of 10, what they're going to do?
Oh, it's out.
I'm
is
serious.
Alvet doing laundry?
Huh?
Like,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry. He's multitasking like a
So,
mug, bro.
so hold on. I don't want to take this because
Yeah.
Sorry.
this was
Sorry.
important to me, and it made me like realize the mindset that this era of young ladies really feel like, you know, putting a black man on child support, black, brown, or Latino men on child support is a benefit for them, and I'm like, how is that a benefit?
I'll say,
You know what I
I know the
mean?
ladies are going to share, right? Are the ladies going to share first?
Go ahead. I wanted to. Go ahead, Linda.
So I think there's a couple things to look at here. Number one, like, what are we defining as a benefit? And then what are we teaching our young boys and girls about responsibility and accountability in the community? That's the other thing. And then I don't think you can call something a benefit when it doesn't actually take care of anything for you or the majority of what you need. I think you said that in your intro. It's not substantial. So
Exactly.
I think maybe the word she was looking for was a little bit was incorrect, because I can't see calling something a benefit when it's not even meeting your basic needs, which is, I mean, child support covers a fraction of what it actually costs to take care of a child, and that's not including the mental health portion of caring for a child or parenting in this day and age. So there's no benefit to child support because that's what you're supposed to do. And what you're supposed to do is the basic stuff. Anything other than that is like the icing on the cake.
Right.
So that's where you would benefit from the icing on the cake. But right now, our boys, our men, aren't taught that. They're taught like you do just enough, right? Or they're stereotyped into that. Because plenty of men of color are taking care of their children. Like, statistically speaking, white people are more likely to be on public assistance than people of color.
Absolutely.
White women tend to be more on public assistance than women of color. So that child support is calculated off of that. So we're not benefiting from that because that doesn't meet our need as a people. So there's no benefit in child support because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And honestly, I feel like that, you know, I feel like it's a system to keep black families down. Honestly, that's what me myself, and that's what I explained to her. I feel like, you know, that's something to keep you black men. Because what happens when you don't pay your child support? You get locked up, or
Which I think
I'm on
you get garnished, checks garnished, or you get locked up.
Like, what's our?
Yeah, but sometimes it ain't even the female who puts the male on child support, because usually, most of the time, if a female is a single parent, they'll say they get on public assistance. That the PA, they like, where's the father, and then they in turn put that father on child support because they want their money back. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna get their money.
I don't really
either how which way it goes.
Though, because I feel like if public assistants do want their money back, then they should take it from both parents, because don't two parents share the child?
That's a good point.
That's a good point, son.
They would first try to get a job and take care of their kid.
Right.
Yeah. And that's why they set up those
that's why I said it. That's why I feel like it's primarily a system to keep black, brown, and Latino men down. You know what I mean? It's not meant. They take away the little things that you're trying to do. You need a license to keep a job, but yet still they use that to take that away from you. So how are you supposed to be marketable and trying to be able to take care of your child when you're taking little things like that? You're taking your freedom away. So how are you there? You know what I'm saying? Now you're not there for the child or the parent. You know what I'm saying? To be a parent. So I just think that I feel like this. I don't think child support, like I kind of believe, I'm going to go on the wing of what Charlene said and say I think that both parents should be on child support. If it comes to, you don't believe that? I see you shaking your head.
But isn't both parents on?
Are we talking about a parent that's a custodial parent? Like,
right.
Somewhere. I just want to be clear, because before I say something, I want to be clear.
Okay.
So you're saying child support in the system, there's one parent taking care of the child, and then there's another parent somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
It ain't no amount of money in the world that's going to equate to taking care of a kid every single day. No.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would be a resolution in your eyes? What would be a resolution
Teaching
to
our
fix a problem like that?
teaching our children from the beginning financial literacy, how to overcome racial injustices, and we need to learn how to be a community again and take accountability for each other. That's what's going to overcome that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's systematic economic racism. Like,
Yes.
until we could figure that out as a whole, it's not going to go
Pretty
anywhere. That's like
much.
we were talking about before, like the colorism. It's built in. So until we can
Yeah.
dismantle those foundations, we're always going to have the same
Mm-hmm.
result, no matter how we attack the leaves on the tree.
Yeah.
That's true.
But and not I don't want to put my cousin out there. He was in the military. He's retired. He was in Iraq, like, and he wasn't like a computer guy. Like, he was in tanks with guns, like, you know what I'm saying, shooting insurgents, and things didn't work out with him and his wife. So when they broke up, he was giving her like $1,600 a month, just out of his pocket. You know, he got discharged, his retirement, whatever his money thing is when you get out the military. He was sending her $1,600 a month. She wanted more. She went to court, and based upon what he was making,
They gave her less.
They gave her $500 a month. So now like, he was giving her the $1,600, but she wanted to spite him and take him to court. And based upon his income, because he's not in the military anymore, he's retired, they gave her $500.
She got less.
So,
But is it spite if she's asking him to provide the same level of care that the kids had prior to them breaking up?
how do they work that out? Like, what do they say?
Yeah.
How do they work out
Like,
what you give based upon what you make? You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Like,
again?
how do they determine, okay, this is how much you were sending when you were working. Now you're retired. You're making this much less.
I'm actually an ex-military wife, right? So that's not. So what it is that there's a formula.
Yeah, help me.
That they go by. So whenever your income changes, you have to submit those documents, and then it goes by that. So each state has a formula that they follow, and it goes for deductions like rent, and it takes both parents' income into account.
Yeah.
Because I'm married, I had to submit my income and my wife's income, and then I had to, it was comparable to his, but that's that I think that people tend to forget, like, when you're a custodial parent, there's so much more that goes into it than.
So if I say
that if you're like, I don't know, for me, like, I lived a very comfortable life, like very comfortable. My husband was a warrant officer in the Marine Corps, like he made very good money. So when we separated, absolutely, you're gonna make sure these kids live the way they were living before, because me and you got a problem, we can't figure it out. They gotta suffer.
Yeah, but then you gotta take into consideration what happens with the guy. He still have bills, he still have rent, he still have things too on his own. So it's like, why should he be the primary person responsible for any type of extra assistance? Like, I think it should be met in between. Like, it should be two people, not one. Like, if you go to court, or even when women get on child support, when they put a guy on child support, they take his taxes, all kind of things. But it's both.
They take the females too.
I've never
I have
seen
my
them
son.
take a female that's they're on public assistance.
Yeah.
Why did they take yours?
No, not on public assistance, because I wasn't on public assistance. Because normally when you're on public assistance, you're already giving them all the information. They have all your tax info. They have all your pay stubs or whatever type of work you do. They have all that information, so they don't really need it.
They be getting good taxes,
but they still
owing because
but they still go out. They still go for that man
because she was on
for that money.
So not only did she get good taxes, she worked, got the benefits, and he owe all of it. Is that fair, Linda?
Right, and that's not fair. That aspect is not fair. But what I was speaking on though was being on.
But you go in, being a man on child support. I never owed or nothing like that, right? I always paid my shit on time, and whatever, right? But once you on child support, they take everything from you. Like right now, I'm paying 2 insurances for my daughter, right? 2 insurances. And I gave all the paperwork in and said, hey, I'm already paying 1 insurance. So my job insurance is too much, right? But because They didn't do their due diligence and did what they had to do. They made me come out of pocket again. Now I'm paying a more expensive insurance because they didn't choose. And I'm like, yo, look, I have the paperwork. I give this to you guys every year, annually. What's going on? Every time I get a new job, they go right in my money. And I got to wait a month or two for them to give me back my back pay. They don't understand if I got issues or what got. Once you go into, and I've never experienced this, right? And I know I'm on child support because of a failed relationship, not because I'm not a good father, or not because I didn't take care of my children, or my daughter, rather. Because I had a failed relationship with her and I didn't want to be with her no more, and she knew I was with somebody else, she took me to child support, right? When I went in child support, the odds was against me already.
Always.
Against me. Very nasty to me. I respected everything about the whole situation. The judge, and I should have had a lawyer. That's what I went wrong at, because I'm not thinking. When I went in there, she tried to take everything from me. She told them down to the point of me, I was subleasing. She even told them, Your Honor, the judge was like, hey, is that your job is your only source of income? I said, yes, Your Honor. She says, Your Honor, no, it's not. Right? And that's none of her business, right? But the judge made me go and get documentation from my apartment to bring to court. Once everything was said and done, I went to a lawyer afterwards, and the lawyer was like, yo, that was not supposed to happen. So you go in there, as a black man, as a black, brown, or Latino man, you go in there with the odds against you. They're for the woman automatically, because it's already put in their minds like, oh, here's a slicker in here. He doesn't take care of his kids. Now, mind you, I'm going through all of these things and I'm trying to compromise. Hey, listen, I can do this. I don't need the court for us to come to an agreement. But because she had that power over me.
It's the spite.
She did that.
Yeah, it's a weapon.
So it was out of spite. It was never because we couldn't figure it out or we couldn't sit down. Because I don't think anybody can. Two women and a man. You were sitting up there just y'all made a baby. How y'all can't come to an agreement and sit up there and say, hey, you know what? How do we deal with this without getting these people in our business?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So at some point it becomes that part, I think, that's where the benefit comes in of the power to be able to put you in that situation and walk away victorious. That's a benefit for me. Because regardless of what you... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
And you know what I'm saying? They didn't look at the fact of my other bills, my other kids. They didn't look at nothing.
You got to figure it out, basically. You a man, you can do it.
I can be given all my money to, they would not care. If you're homeless, I would have to probably sleep in the shelter. Would they care? Hell no.
That's what I would say is that if
they don't care about you paying rent, they don't care about how you get to work or anything. They don't care about that.
If I'm with somebody, right, and we don't work out, she keep the house, she keep the car, she keep all of that. I got to start from scratch. But I still got to pay her according to what her lifestyle was before we broke up. So I got to figure out a way to live separately and still give what I was given when we lived together. That's impossible. Yeah. But that's just how the system is set up. Like I said, my cousin, he was giving her 16. She wanted to go to court out of spite. Based upon what he was making, they gave her a third of what he was giving her because he wanted to, you know what I mean? Like, so the system it doesn't benefit the family.
It's not for us. It's never been for us. It's never been for us. And we're gonna always go ahead, Linda. I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, it's okay. I think again we have to go back to what we're saying is a benefit and how do we put a monetary value on what the custodial parent is doing. Mm-hmm. I think people tend to forget that part of it. Like and when I'm saying custodial parent because I don't want to put a gender on it because there's a lot of women who are on child support just like there are a lot of men who are.
Yes, on child support. Absolutely.
So I don't want to use those words, but I think the custodial parent has every right to have an expectation of more assistance than what is given to them in court. Like it's mind-boggling to me that people think 30% of whatever is enough to raise children in this day and age, Black and brown children, because our children need a lot of things,
Absolutely,
more so than their counterparts. We have a lot of things that we have to work around. So are we just saying financially? Because financially, child support ain't gonna cover her rent or her bills that she shares with those kids. Mm-hmm. And then if we're talking about the mental health portion of it, the social pressure of it, just the whole emotional, spiritual aspect of taking children, there's no way to put a monetary value on that. Like, there's no benefit to people doing what they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is making sure that your child is just as comfortable before, like, just as comfortable as they were before. And obviously the custodial parent is going to have to control that a little bit. So there's going to be some point where that intermixes. But in no way, like, does that make sense that we can say something is a benefit when we all just said that it was just enough? How can you benefit from just enough?
Well, honestly, that's my bad, Paula.
No, I was just saying because Linda was saying, how can you benefit from just enough? And what you were saying is, the female was saying is like, that's a benefit for her. But the thing is, nobody is really benefiting because the child is not really getting, nothing out of it. It's not really a benefit for nobody, to be honest.
It's not. But I think that's an important point, Paula. It popped into my head when you said that. It's also about, like, what do we think is quality?
Right. Like,
what do we think is quality? Like, what do we think that our children are entitled to, our community is entitled to? Because our children are absolutely entitled to something.
Mm-hmm. Let me make another point real quick, right? And this is where it gets tricky, right? Now, when you are that custodial parent, you have that power. Now, for instance, like I said, I paid child support, right? And at the end of the day, I want to stay on child support because it pays for my peace, right? And at the end of the day, I don't have to deal with her as much with anything if I don't want to. But she still controls. Now, I can go to court and go through the trials and tribulations, but still sits here, right? And I've been a person, I have a background, I've been in back and forth. I don't choose to go and deal with that frustration of dealing with court and all this stuff like that, right? However, she still feels you're getting an adequate amount of money, right? For a child, right? For a 4-year-old. Well, now my daughter, that was at that time. Now my daughter's older. And I still come out of pocket, right? I don't sit up there and be like, oh, baby girl, well, go tell your mother. Because most guys that be on child support be like, yo, I pay my fees already. I ain't got to pay no more. I'm not one of those fathers. I'm not petty like that. I still pay, still come out of pocket, still do what I got to do, even though I'm sitting on money, right? How is it that because you're the custodial parent, you get to regulate how and when I see my child? If me and you don't see eye to eye on another situation, and you choose to tell me, oh, you just can't see her this week, I should be at the drop of a dime be able to see my child. Am I wrong or right? Everybody. Linda, you said no?
I'm sorry. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. Just because you pay your child support means that she has the custodial. I'm sorry. Just because a man or just because a parent pays the custodial parent child support doesn't mean that the custodial parent is now at your disposal.
No, my child should be at my disposal when I want to see my child.
It's attached to the parent. So the child, minor child, I'm assuming, is a minor child who needs to have adult supervision and needs to be transported, right? So now, mom, are you going to?
Right, we ain't got to do all of that.
But I'm not trying to stick to your specific situation. I'm saying in general. Like now, the other parent has to be at the disposal of that parent. Like I can appreciate people learning how to work together and building a schedule. But to say that another person has to be
Yeah.
completely at your disposal when you want them to be, because you're doing the basic that you're supposed to, is crazy.
But see, that's where it gets sticky, because if you get
Wait,
the city and state involved in what a man has to pay, then let's get the city and state involved in when you have to bring the child to the man.
because if you let them,
But okay, I guess maybe that's my question. Are you saying that there's no
That's
child
if you do
support
that.
schedule in place? Because whenever you have child support, there's a schedule in place. Those two
Not
go
all the
together.
time.
not all the time, no.
Yeah, they go together for child support. Let me rephrase that. In North Carolina and in New York, they go together. So
Not
usually,
in New
if you
York
have one,
either.
No, that's not true.
if you have a child support order, then you likely have been referred for a parenting schedule, or they're going to look at that and mention it. So you guys have the option of
Yeah, you
telling
definitely
that
have
to
the
be
option.
done there.
They don't automatically give
Maybe
it.
you
Well,
didn't.
if you wanted to choose, absolutely,
Right. So
absolutely.
then, are you saying that the person should stick to that schedule? Is that what you're saying? Or you're saying they should do more than that schedule?
Definitely should stick to that schedule.
Okay.
If that's a case whereas we have every other weekend I'm supposed to get her, she should be at my disposal every other
Right.
weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I
that.
misunderstood what you were saying. I think I
Yeah, that.
misunderstood what you were saying. I
Right.
thought you were saying that you wanted well, I guess in your situation, you wanted your daughter's mom to be, I guess the way I received what you said was you just wanted her to be available whenever you wanted her to be available. And I was like, that's crazy. But
Oh no. Because people got no. What I'm saying is that, listen, if I'm one of those, if I'm the parent that's the non-custodial parent, right? And I'm paying I'm doing whatever I need to do, right? And I hear what you're saying is, you know, if I just feel like if I'm being compliant, we don't have a set schedule in place, and if I say, listen, let's agree to see my daughter every other weekend without having a schedule, a mandate schedule by the court, I think we should be able to do that.
But
I think we should be.
absolutely. But I think that goes back to what I was saying before, and Paula brought up. It's about learning how to communicate and working together.
Right.
Like that's one of the things that in our community we don't do. We
Don't
don't
do.
relationship build. We don't
Right.
build lines of communication. We don't have that. So that's really, I mean, at the root of it, that's what it is. It's like it's what's happening in the back. It's the background of it. The relationship failed because you guys couldn't make it work. You couldn't make it work because you couldn't figure out the problems that you had. You have the problems that you have because of the position that you were in. So how do you get out of that position? You have to get at the root of it. And so I think why a lot of people have issues when it comes to like parenting, co-parenting, is because they don't know how to effectively communicate. And but those are one of the things that we do not teach our children as Black and brown parents, is how to communicate. We do not do that. That is something that is so new. Like I'm 40.
Definitely agree.
My son is about to be 18 on Thursday, and the difference in the way that he communicates with me and I used to communicate with my parents is crazy. It's crazy. So like the fact that we're just coming into that, I think it's going to show so much. Like you see a lot of our boys they're going to school more. They're more involved in their community and activities. You see a lot of young parents now stepping up to the plate. So I think it's really just like, it goes back to that basic community foundation. Like, how are we building ourselves up? How are we building our men up and to deal with those types of relationships and to deal with those situations? Like, we're in 2022 and we're just now getting to the point where little boys can play with dolls and everybody doesn't freak out. But like, how do you learn how to nurture and care when you're not exposed to that as a child? So of course you don't know how to build a relationship to get through those problems, and then when you have those problems, to solve them, because you don't have those basic communication skills. And that's why a lot of people can't co-parent. You guys don't know how to talk to each other, or don't know how to talk to yourself.
I agree.
I agree. Communication is definitely a barrier in a lot of situations.
A lot of relationships, yes.
Big barrier. But like you said, I would like to say we are coming into an era where people are becoming a little bit more conscious and aware. Um, I think a lot of my communication with my child's mother. Sometimes you know a lot of things we weren't taught in the past. You come to realization now, and you realize a lot of things that are more clear to you. Like sometimes the communication barrier can be deeper than what we think. Where mental health plays a big part. You understand what I'm saying? Where it be or trauma. You understand what I'm saying? All different types of triggers, and I know for me, it's it's a tone. You understand what I'm saying? It goes as small as just a tone with me, as far as like how I speak, the tone, my temperament. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that also plays a big thing. I'm just glad that at some point we struggle. I'm at a better place with my child mother, just having that communication and just understanding when she has her episodes. I know what to do. I know when to step back, how to before where I would just lose my cool and just be reckless, just as well as she was reckless. But I would never let my daughter, you know what I mean? I would judge. We're very judgmental too. You know what I mean? And we judge each other of how we do things if it's not according to how we see fit. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things to take into consideration, but at the same time, I do think that we are coming to time where as people are becoming a little bit more conscious with relationships and just not passing on that generational curse of trauma, to kids, and you know what I mean?
Yep, that is true.
Okay. All right, so
you got deep on them.
I mean, thank you guys. I appreciate
you did
that.
Get deep.
That was, and I appreciate all you guys especially Linda. Linda's be stepping up. Wait, I don't
exactly. She gotta tell you what.
I don't agree with you. I
don't know what you're trying to say. Exactly. She don't play. Shoot, she gonna check you. She's gonna check you in a minute. Shoot.
Right, but I also like that was different, Charlene, and I like to bring that to the forefront. I never heard a woman say both people should be on child support. That's different. Anybody?
As far as you speaking on though, as far as when it comes to public assistance, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what she was referring to. Because like I said, they go after the men to pay back that money that they're giving to the female to take care of that kid. So I understand that.
Like Jennings has.
No, I understand that.
And he's talking about child support and stuff, and then he's saying all the money that she got, I gotta pay it back. Like I was the one living rent free, getting food stamps and all of that. I heard that before.
Now, what's the name of it? Listen to it.
I never heard it.
What's the name of it?
What's the name of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the name of that? Because I never heard of it. Because, it does, it's kind of a benefit when a female is on public assistance because they get stuff paid for them. So it is a little unfair to the men to have to pay all that stuff back. But on the other hand, the female is the one taking care of the kids.
It's called
so
greedy.
it's like catch-22.
For who?
Yeah.
Greedy? Greedy. Like Jennings.
Greedy.
I don't think it's a video. It's
a song.
Video, maybe. He made me think about that because it's true. Like the women is getting kind of all the benefits, and you kind of got to pay all that back. And some women are just bluntly lazy. Like some women really need assistance, and I get it, but some people do take advantage. Because some women's gonna be like, I'm gonna get out there and take care of my kids any way possible. You know what I mean?
I mean, but can you be mad at them? They gotta take care of their kids.
But public assistance is not a benefit. It is literally needs.
Some women really become
very, very basic needs. Like some people can't even live on public assistance. So it's not a benefit. Because a benefit to me is something extra. Like, oh, I got my paycheck and they give me like a little bit, $5 extra. That's a benefit. Yay. Like,
that's true, but also I feel like some women really live off of that. Like some women won't even work more than 5 hours a day just so they could get food stamps and have their rent paid. So when it comes to those cases, Are they not living off of
Oh
that? Like
yeah, I
they don't
know.
want their Section
I
8 to
saw
go
that
away, so they
growing
literally
up.
work 25 hours a week so that they,
Right.
so they rent won't go up and stuff. So they really are living.
I saw that.
I mean, they not living really; they surviving in a sense, But
So I don't think
but to them, they living. That might be all they want from their
that's the
lives,
difference. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's their mentality, though. That's what you
Yeah,
could tell.
but this is
Right.
the thing is that what are we teaching? What are we teaching our kids? What is benefit? Like
It's a whole cycle.
how are the values? Because
Mm-hmm.
HRA is basic, very basic. And let's not talk about the process of actually getting those benefits because it's not a fun process. It is
It's
very
not.
embarrassing. It is very belittling. It is depressing. It is embarrassing. So there's no benefit to something that makes you feel that way. There's no benefit for something that is meeting your very basic needs. And some
That's
people, it's
true.
not even that. There's some families
That's
that can't
true.
even eat
I
2
agree.
weeks off of what they get for a month,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I don't think to say
Okay.
women. I think we need to say some people in general take advantage of the system. And public assistance wouldn't be a good example to use with child support because again, those are two systems that were designed to meet very basic needs. So there's
So
no
I have a
benefit
question.
in
What do
being
you
basic.
think?
I'm gonna put
What
that
do
on
you
the shirt.
think about if, for instance,
There's
let's say
no
the guy is
benefit
paying
in
child
basic.
support, but he can't afford his bills or to take care of his now new family in a sense, right? And he goes to get another job to then provide for his, for his new household, basically to be able to afford his bills and stuff. Do you think what you said?
Nope. You know what? Oh no, sorry. I
Okay, so do
sorry to
you
cut you off,
think
but
that
I had
the
that.
woman should then
That
be able
happened
to
to
go
me.
back
So
and
no,
then
keep
get
going.
some
Keep
of
going.
the income from that second job that he got to stay afloat in a sense?
So child support is calculated like let's say 30%. It's 30% not
I
of
know
each
that,
job.
but
It's
what I'm saying is
30%
Of
of
the
your
if it's
total.
overall
based off of
income.
that one
So that's
job, but now he goes to get a second job to stay afloat because he can't live off of that 30% being taken out of the first job. Do you think the woman should then have an increase based on that second job?
They are going to increase it
But
because
do
that
you think
happened to
that's
me.
fair though?
They happened to me. I could actually give you the whole scenario. Like Linda said, it goes by the
I
total income. So
I don't
when
think it's fair because
I don't
again,
think
child
that's
support
fair.
is meeting your very
I
basic
don't. I
needs.
don't.
right,
Your very basic needs. It's
I
meeting your
do.
very
I think it.
Listen. My
I think it should be based on who dumped who. If she dumped you, then you're not.
oh gosh, whatever. But listen, that happened to me. My son's father, I had to put him on child support, not because I wanted to, just because he wasn't doing what he had to do as a father. So I felt like, oh, if you don't want to, what I'm saying, help me out, like being there physically, what I'm saying, I need some type of help. So I put him on child support, and it took a while for me to do it, but I eventually did it. However, he ended up paying me one amount. He gets into another relationship, gets married, has a whole new family, and we go back to court because now he's trying to get his child support decreased or whatever. And the judge was telling him that can't happen because one, just because, and he had another job too, so they took that all into consideration. And being the fact that he was married, the judge basically was saying, well, why isn't your wife working? Your wife needs to get a job. So basically, that's what they're going to tell you when
How
you
you
go to
going?
court. Yes, that's what they told.
I
They
mean, but
told
in
him
that
that.
case,
That's the
he
I
probably
was
devil.
not
got what
That's
he
the
expecting
That's
it.
wanted.
devil.
crazy.
They told him
But his
That's
wife
his
didn't
crazy.
want
wife
the
needed
kid
to
though.
work. So basically, once he told his wife,
other children. Did his wife know he had other children?
yes,
Then
he
she
got
signed
two
up for it.
other.
Next subject. She
That's what
signed
I
up for it.
said. She signed up for it. Like, there's no way in the world I'm gonna marry somebody knowing he got other kids. Obviously, if I'm
That's
married
not
to
true.
you,
You're
your
lying. You're lying. You're
responsibilities,
lying.
yes.
You're lying.
No, how you gonna tell me I'm
You're
lying?
lying.
I went through the whole scenario.
I'm
That's
not gonna
true.
marry somebody because he got other kids. You stop it.
I'm not saying that you're not gonna marry
So,
somebody because they
so
have other
if
kids.
you're on child, some women won't marry you because you're on child support and they
I,
know.
I
If,
That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
that's
That's
not
not
what.
what he said.
No, but
Hold on,
that
let him go. What he said was, go ahead, repeat it. What did you say about women marrying? What is it? What did you say?
who, me or Jàmaine?
I'm saying
Jàmaine.
I don't believe, especially like when you meet somebody new and you know, you in the relationship, y'all chilling, y'all cooling out. Oh yeah, I got 2 kids. You know, you're not gonna say, "Oh, I ain't dealing with you," because there's probably gonna be drama. You know, relationships progress. It's not like you're gonna just that's a red flag. Or maybe women might do that, but you know, if I don't know, I just don't think it's that cut and dry. Is what I'm saying.
Wait, what? What? That's not what I was talking about.
You said. Why would she get with somebody that?
Now you starting some trouble now.
No, that's not what I said.
You said why would you get with somebody?
I didn't say why would you get with somebody.
You said something like why would you get with somebody that you know where about got all this going on?
No, because she asked me if he knew that she had other kids, and I said yes. So
hold on, y'all. Hold on, Paula, say that. Be clear about what you said, so that way we can understand what Jàmaine.
I was answering the question because I believe Linda was asking me, did she know he had other kids, and I said yes.
So what difference does that make?
And I said, then she knew what she signed up for.
Right.
And he said that's not a deal breaker. This is a problem. This is a problem. It's a big problem why people can't co-parent. You need to be very clear about who you are and what you're willing to accept and not accept in a relationship. What is a boundary and why are you going to stick to it? Why did you have it in the first place and why is it continuously important to you? Know who you are dating and who you are dealing with before you reproduce.
Exactly.
Or you continue to or you decide to join forces. Know who you're dealing with, because as a single woman, when I was dating, somebody who had children was not an option for me. And I don't care if we had taken off our clothes already, if we had did grown up stuff or not. Oh, now you have children? This isn't going to work. Not for me. Not for me. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I have plenty of friends who are bonus moms and bonus dads. I mean, I have an amazing
bonus moms, bonus dads. That's new. I'm gonna use that.
Like, that absolutely is something that you need to know you're signing up for. If you're signing up to date someone who has children or was previously married, congratulations, you have signed up for everything that they have signed up for. When you said forever, they said, okay, we know you mean that, so
exactly.
Bring it together.
And then my whole oh gosh, Jàmaine, whatever. You just a hater right now. And I was saying, why would you get with somebody knowing that they have other kids, knowing that they're on child support, because she knew he was on child support before she got married to him.
That's not a reason not to get with him. Is that
no, not to say not to get with him, but what I'm saying is why, if it was such an issue, because like I didn't get to finish my story, right? When he told her, the judge said, listen, you're going to have to get a job because, you know what I'm saying, I need help, you know, paying this money. So you need to work, because obviously he's telling the judge he's struggling, because Charlene mentioned, well, what happens to the man? They got bills to pay. They got other things to do. If he gets a second job, why should she get money from that income? So my point was, it doesn't go by, how many jobs you have. It goes by the whole amount of income you have. And so what happened was, since he was struggling, the judge referred to his wife. So why isn't your wife working? You know, so that was my whole point. So once he told his wife, listen, the judge is basically saying you have to get a job. You got to show pay stubs in like 3 to 6 months of you working, you know, in order for me to keep my child support at this steady amount. She didn't want to abide by that. She said no. So he cut the whole case out and had to in turn pay that little extra.
So what
it was
happened?
only $30.
I have a question. So
it was $30 extra. So it wasn't like, I took.
All right,
if it was $1 extra.
It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot.
$30. This what?
Yeah, $30.
Let's get this, man. $30.
It was not a benefit, and I'm not even the one who took him to court for that time. He had to go back to court.
Listen,
he had to go back to
court. Just for Linda doing that. Mute her mic, man.
What happened? So
quiet. Don't be hating on Linda. Don't be hating on Linda.
Give her mic real quick. She said, is that a benefit?
It's not. No, because it was not a benefit. But that was the.
So he was.
That wasn't the point. The point was he took me to court to try to reduce the payment. And this is what happened when he tried to reduce it, because like Charlene said, what happens when a guy has an extra job? He had 2 jobs.
All right,
so they add that little extra $30 from that second job. I mean, that's all that happened.
now gets a husband that's providing for her, then that man's child support should be decreased because he's taking care of the household.
Shouldn't we go back to court and be like,
yeah, she got
exactly?
a husband.
Shouldn't we go back to court and say, oh, she got a boyfriend, Your Honor? What is up?
A husband.
No.
It was a husband, not a boyfriend. A husband.
If you're smart,
Linda,
you actually do go
that's
back.
what I'm saying. But Linda, like I said,
if they are one second. If they're all responsible adults, if they're all responsible and accountable, then they know that they need to go back to court. And
Boise, maybe you should do that.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like I said, I gotta use my cousin. I gotta use my cousin because he's going through it now with him and his ex-wife, and he's in a new.
Who, Jàmaine?
Yes, he's doing a lot right now.
Bro,
yeah, you need to fight him, Linda. Shoot.
Wait, say that again, Jàmaine.
My cousin, who's ex-military, ex-Navy, he is going through that with his ex-wife, who now he has a new girlfriend. His girlfriend bought a house. His ex-wife went to court and said, "Oh yeah, his new girlfriend bought a house. Can you look into how much the house is worth?" What? Why does she have access to what his new girlfriend's house is worth, and then that has a bearing on what she gets every month? The judge actually considered his new girlfriend's income and the worth of their new house. They're not married; it's his girlfriend. But the judge put it in the paperwork that they consider that as an income.
He must be on the house
asset or whatever they call it.
Yeah, he has to be on the house.
That now.
How is that? He has to be on the
His
lead.
name is not on.
How is that?
How is
that doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, definitely.
That don't make any sense.
It's the devil.
His name got to be somewhere in there.
I'm not saying she's gonna win that case, but it's the devil. That's what I'm saying. It's the devil. The fact that the judge even said, "Let's look into it," it's the devil. The judge should have threw that out right away. Like, what? They not married. That's not his asset. Just go based upon what his income is. No, he actually put it.
Was the girlfriend in court when all of this was happening? Was she in court?
Was she
watched the devil? She watched the devil because it's all these little things. Was she there?
She triggered him.
Listen, right? She supported her man. Was she there?
Looking at the judge in the eyes when it happened? Like, the devil is alive.
It's the devil.
Yo, Alvet, you don't got none of these problems, huh, brother?
I'll bet you're sitting back listening like, oh my God, I'm going through all of this right now.
We can't hear you.
Damn.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Spite.
That's sad. She won't take you to court. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. So she mad you moved on.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the devil.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, yo. Don't that get you mad when dudes be like, yo, man, I gotta pay $90 and all that, man? I'd be like,
$90.
what? Yo, bro, if you don't pay that $90 real quick, bro, that should be happening.
Wow, that's sad.
It's crazy.
But is it okay? See, you know me. I'm always going to be the advocate. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going.
Devil's advocate.
No, I'm not saying the devil. I'm just saying I always.
All he gonna do is trigger Linda.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to make Linda mad. I'm trying to make Linda mad. That's really what it is. I know, not mad. But what if it's not about the amount of money? It's about the fact that you got the government in my business, and I'm trying to work it out with you. We had sex. You feel me? We didn't work out. Obviously, it didn't work out the way we planned for it to work out. Why you got the government sending me letters to my house? You don't even know my address. How they know my address?
Is it my goal? Is it my goal? Is it my goal? Is my goal?
She said it's my goal. Tap her in.
How they know my address? You don't even know me. You never been to my house. How they know my address?
Sir?
Can we work this out between two people who had intercourse? I didn't.
Sometimes you can't work it
sex
out
with the judge. Why the judge know more about me than you do?
Moderator. Okay, listen. It's my turn.
Moderator.
Melissa, where you at?
Producer. Okay, Linda. Go ahead, Linda.
It sounds like, as a collective, we need to do a better job of picking people that we're going to deal with.
Bing.
That's the number one answer.
Hold up. We got to give a drum roll for that, baby.
We got to get a hand clap for that one.
Yes. Say that one more time. One more time.
If you're worried about somebody giving away your government stuff, you shouldn't be with that person. Like, I don't want to chill with you. I can't, because I know my mouth. I know my truth. I can't have those kind of friends. So, like, I need to know who I'm dealing with, like, really well. But I think as I've gotten older, I've done a better job of deciphering, like choosing people that I'm going to be around and deal with. But I definitely think as a collective, people just need to do a better job of picking who they're going to reproduce with or could possibly reproduce with. You know, like, I think as just in general, we just have to do a basic job of taking care of ourselves and saying, like, this is who I know I'm dealing with.
And that, once again, Paula said devil's advocate. We all, like, pushing 40. I don't know if we all 40. I don't know. I know Crispy's like 26, right? He's like 20.
You didn't have to tell him my age, but go ahead, it's all right.
But you know, later in life, you start thinking like Linda saying. Like, you gotta slow down. Don't be, you can't be just getting everybody pregnant. But when you're younger, you make a couple slip ups.
Right. You may have a couple slip ups, but that goes back to us, like, now making sure that we're talking to our kids and we're teaching our kids to be different.
Exactly.
We have to have those communications, because, like, absolutely, like, the one thing I tell my boys all the time is, like, have all the fun you want. I'm pro-ho. Go do
pull
it.
out, though. But you got to pull out.
But when you decide that you want to not do, but it's having a realistic conversation, right? Like, have all the fun you want, but be smart about it. Make smart decisions. And who you're going to have kids with is not a decision you should take lightly or shouldn't be in your head just because you're 19, 20, right? At 19, 20, you can already have had like 1,000 kids.
Crispy. Yeah. Help me out, Crispy. Crispy, help me out.
You're old.
You making a smart decision in that 3 seconds? Come on, help me out, Crispy. Help me out.
But it's about teaching your kids to make responsible decisions with their bodies, with
Mm-hmm.
who they
Help me,
choose to be
help me out,
around.
Chris.
Like, and that's just something that we have to get better at doing. So, like, we could
Right.
tear our partners apart, but at the end of the day, we still chose to be with them, right? Like, we made those
Yeah.
decisions.
Exactly.
So, as much as they are horrible, a little portion of that is a little reflective in you, and you got to work on
Mm-hmm.
that. And then moving forward, you got to make sure that who you've made, right?
Is
Your
doing
people
better.
is
Mm-hmm.
doing better. So like I
Exactly.
was saying about my boys, like I'm very open with my kids. Like have all the fun you want because that's what's gonna happen. But be responsible who you choose to be with and who you choose to do certain things with.
Yep.
Maybe everybody you with, you don't need to be with.
Exactly.
Crispy, help me out.
Well, I wish somebody had told me
Crispy,
back
that's what I'm
then.
saying.
Exactly.
You
I think
leaving
we
Crispy,
all feel that
Crispy,
way.
you leave me out
We
here,
all
bro.
feel that way,
You
actually.
know how it goes. You want to be responsible, but you have those nights, bro. You already help me out.
We know. Everybody made mistakes. Everybody slipped up. What she's saying is going forward, we need to be more mindful and we need to, teach our
I'm
children
looking
better.
at Crispy.
than what we-
I'm pointing at Crispy's body. He's being
So
political.
silly.
I know what he's doing. I see what he's doing.
Listen.
It's easy to
This is devil's advocate
we gotta
over
be
here,
more
I swear.
We can't just be Crispy.
We do
help
have
me
to
out.
be more responsible. What is you saying?
I'm listening, bro.
Sometimes
How old are you?
that's what I'm saying. I just said that. I'm 42. I'm saying when you
Exactly. So at the age that you are now, you should know
right,
better.
but I'm not having kids now.
Yeah.
I'm saying when we was in our 20s, how old were you when you had your?
Of course.
Let's
We
go
made
around the room.
mistakes.
How old were you when you had your first kid?
I was 20 years
I
old.
was 23.
I was 35.
Oh,
I don't have any kids yet.
22.
That's right. Albert was an older dad.
That's,
He waited.
Chris, why you ain't?
He was smart.
Well, I'm not saying he wasn't smart, but he going.
No, I'm not saying it like that. Come on.
I don't think I don't think it's about like you being like I don't think it's like I have to say this because it's gonna sound odd coming out. Like I don't think it's necessarily about your age because you could be 20 and 20, 25 and be established and you could take care of your child, right?
Right.
That would be ideal. There's a lot of people who are, middle to upper class and can afford to have children that young and can and it's not an issue, right? So just like my situation, I was 23 when I had my first son, right? But I also had been married for 3 years and had a college degree. My husband made a lot of money and so did I. Now, I have friends who at 23 couldn't find their way out of a paper bag. So I don't think it's so much that your age. I think it's how can you provide for what you're producing? Can you provide for that?
Yeah.
Can you comfortably provide for that? Because if you were a celebrity, this wouldn't even be a conversation. Somebody famous, right? It wouldn't even be an issue. It wouldn't be a topic of conversation. But because we don't have the means that our Caucasian counterparts do, we see it now as a barrier. When that's not necessarily the truth. Our grandparents were teenagers, and they had entire plantations and bank accounts. My grandparents came from Jamaica with nothing, and then they ended up with an oil company and real estate. My grandmother was extremely comfortable during that time. And she was, I believe when she came from Jamaica, she was like 17. My grandmother had 18 children.
Yeah, back in them days, they started young.
They started young, but my grandparents also were very established. So I don't think that I hate, I always kind of cringe a little when we start to talk about age, because age in terms of maturity and responsibility and establishment is very different from culture to culture. Like this is just a big deal here in Western Hemisphere, but like if you go to like Africa or the Caribbean or further up south, you don't run into those conversations necessarily because the lifestyle is different. So I think we just have to keep that in perspective. Like it's more situational than it is actually just like the age.
I mean, once again, devil's advocate. That's because if you talk about like we said, we're talking about life experience. Because if you bring Africa and Europe and all these other places, the age to be married is younger. So then, like if you're doing if we're not doing age and we're doing it based upon experience, it's a broad spectrum. We're doing it based upon our idea of maturity. So if we're 22, 23, and we just out here dating and we have a couple of slip ups based upon the fact that we're not being responsible, then you 35, 40, and you're like, I would never do that again. Then that becomes, okay, based upon my experiences, I'm gonna make better decisions later in life versus when I was younger. But then it's like, oh yeah, but in other countries they have a different then you got to put everything into the pot and make it a soup. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to say it depends. You can think you can.
Look.
Sometimes babies can make you or break you, right? Or break relationships, right? It can make a relationship or break a relationship. And I didn't have kids to 35 because, I just saw a lot of trauma around me. Like I said, one of the things I'm going through right now. And as much as you think you know somebody, you don't, right? So we can say all of this. You have to be more static. You have to be, none of that stuff really counts unless both of y'all can sit up there and know how to co-parent, meet each other where each other is at. It goes back to that communication thing. If you got two people that's sitting up there being irresponsible, if you have that communication, like, hey, if this happens or if that happens, is this the road you want to take, or is that, you understand? It's about that communication. So I think that, from my experience, I didn't know how to communicate well with women. I thought that I was getting a benefit, and sometimes, and
trouble, yeah.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? And then sometimes you gotta kiss a couple of frogs to find your friends. You gotta, kiss a couple of, and vice versa. You gotta, it's sometimes you think that situation, because I've never wanted to have, kids outside. I wanted to have kids with one woman, but unfortunately it didn't happen that way. And you can think you can have all of that in control, but you don't. You really don't. So that's just me.
I'll say this, like, this could be my last thing, and I understand I'm making a couple of people cringe. I believe that it's all beautiful. I come from a mixed family. I got uncles from different sides of mixed families are beautiful to me. Nobody asks when we get together. Nobody's like, who your baby mother? Who your baby father? We just family, bro. That's just how life works. I'm not going to my grave worried about, oh, you had a baby on this person. This person was with this person. Like, we family. You my cousin. You my uncle. You my aunt. We family. That's it. I ain't worried about all that. All I'm saying is don't get the government involved. They don't know our story. They don't know our past. They don't know where we met. They don't know what attracted us to each other. Don't have Judge Judy figuring out what I gotta pay you. Let's figure it out in private. You know what I mean? Come on.
That's the problem.
You want to pay her in private instead of public, huh?
Just in private.
Y'all can't figure it out. That's the problem. I don't need Judge Mathis telling me what I need to pay my baby mama. I don't know. Judge Mathis wasn't there. You are so silly.
Judge Mathis wasn't
exactly.
You want to take his L in private? I get it.
I'll look Judge Mathis in his face and say, "Bro, you wasn't there, man. You don't know."
Yo, man. So, Dan, we've been on after. Yo, this has been real.
This was a
real good topic, man.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. We got to move on to other stuff, Paula. Yeah, we got to move on to what we got going on.
Well, I mean, we got the comedy roast going on.
Oh, so, damn, tell them about the comedy roast. Y'all got to be a part of this comedy roast.
Yes, we have a comedy roast happening. It's actually happening on Friday. This Friday, the 24th. We're gonna be live on Instagram, guys. We're also gonna be live on Instagram. So if you are, tuned into our Anything Goes podcast on Instagram, join in. We're gonna be live. We have two comedians going at it for a chance to win the grand prize, which is $400. It was a long story of how we got here. I don't know if I should talk about it, but a long story. And let me just let you know, we are finally here. And we're gonna have these two comics go at each other. Let them know who the two comics are, Al.
So it's cool ass Trav. They follow us. Y'all can go on our page and tap in with them. Cool ass Trav and Yo Too Funny. Two Bronx natives. They're gonna be squaring it off. They get 2-minute rounds. Then the third round is an all out round for winner takes all. So we're gonna be filming this around 3:00 over by Yankee Stadium. So y'all tap in to see who deserve to go home with the crown.
Yeah, and this is gonna be one of many comedy roasts that we're gonna be hosting. So we have more to come. Just can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that.
Yes, stay tuned.
Yeah. So anybody got any other things they want to bring up? We'll talk about.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad the things I'm going through, I'm not by myself.
No, you're not. Trust
that's
me.
why I was sitting there quiet, because I'm just like, wait a minute, it's not just me.
Yeah, see, when you start to talk about stuff, you realize you ain't the only one going through it.
Yeah, because oh man,
that's what's up, man.
So make sure. We're about to log off right now. Make sure y'all joint load up to. Don't log out. Close out the page. I'm gonna end the show, but stay logged on until your joint say 100%. So that way we get all the footage, all the audio, and Jàmaine can work his magic when he goes to edit. All right, y'all.
Yes, guys. Yes.
It's been a real. This was episode 01, and we signing off. Y'all be good.
Love you, Linda.
Be good, guys. Peace out. Peace and blessings. Bye, Linda.
Hey guys, you thought the show was over? Well, it's not. This is the part where we go up to people and ask them what's their worst and best pickup lines ever. Let's go see who we can find. All right, guys, we have found, what's your name? Mike here. He's going to tell us what's his best or worst pickup line he's ever heard, used on anybody, or has been used on him. So are you single, Mike?
I'm not single. I have a girlfriend who I absolutely love. Okay. Until I die, I'm going to marry this woman. Already bought a house. And
that's good.
She's the luckiest girl in the world.
So have you ever used any pickup line on her or any other female before her?
Me personally have never used a pickup line, but let me tell you one of the worst pickup lines. Hey girl, are you an angel? Because it looks like you fell from heaven.
God!
In my opinion, it's one of the worst pickup lines to use on anybody.
I had that used on me before.
And let me tell you something. The best pickup line is being yourself.
Right.
Just be yourself. That's it.
Exactly.
And that always works. For me, it's always worked.
Yes, I believe in that one.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are great.
So we bumped into two more people. We have Delaney and Sophie, guys. Okay, are you guys single, taken?
Yes, I'm
single. Taken? Okay, that's good. All right. I'm trying to find out what was the best or the worst pickup line you have heard or have told to a guy, girl,
Okay, well, I had a guy come to me once and ask me how heavy a polar bear is, and then I said I didn't know, and he was like, enough to break the ice, and then he introduced himself.
Right, so did it work though?
No.
Oh, he didn't get the number after? Oh, okay.
When guys come to your bars, they just literally, they ask me how old I am.
Well, you do look kind of young in the face.
So like, okay, how
right.
old are you? And I'm like, I'm 21, and they're like, oh, okay.
And then they try to shoot their shot,
and
right?
They shoot their
do
shot.
They even buy you a drink though?
Sometimes.
What?
Very rare. It's very rare.
Oh,
here,
no.
They did not here. And there was 50-year-old men hitting on me, and they did not buy me.
Oh no, that is not good at all.
All
right, guys, thank you so much. You too.
Listen, man, who we got here?
My name is Ebenezer.
Ebenezer?
Yeah.
All right, man. What's the worst pickup line you used on a female, and you got the number still? You got a girl?
Nah.
But
I'm talking to somebody.
Oh, so
yeah.
Okay.
But it's just for me, I just go straight to the point because you know what I'm saying. You see something that you like, someone that's attractive, you just go for it.
Right.
At the end of the day, you don't want to beat around the bush because females don't like that. They like somebody who's assertive, somebody who's straight to the point, somebody who's shows dominance. They know what they want. So it's just like you approach.
See, that's game right there, fellas. That's you know what I'm saying? So you got every girl you set your eyes on, you got?
Not every girl, like, but it's like at least I get a conversation, and if I don't feel the vibe, I just swerve.
Oh, you ever got swerved?
I got swerved before, yeah, but in terms
what happened with that?
We was not connecting. So we were just like, I wasn't forcing it, she wasn't forcing it, so we just like, it wasn't gonna work, so.
Yeah, give me something, love. Like, give me some game, because, you know, I don't know how to walk up to no woman. So give me like a pointer. Like you see a fine chick, how you go up to?
You gotta read the vibe. Like, how she moving? Okay. Is she like busy? Is she like approachable? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to just like go to any chick and like try to like spit game. Even she look good, because she might be having like not being out mood at that time.
Okay.
So you just like, but if I see her like a chick that looks good and I'm approaching her, I'll just be like, what's up, man? How you doing? I just saw you from, you know, across the street or wherever, man. I'm like, you look good. I ain't gonna lie. I can take your number. We can go out for some time, have a good time.
So you take her for drinks and all that? You tricking her first night, right?
Hell yeah. Like, cause at the end of the day, for me, this I believe whoever you approach first, like whoever makes the first move, that got to be the one to pay. If I ask a female for a date, it's on me, because I'm the one who asked her to come out. Yeah.
You pay most of the time you go out?
Yeah, I don't mind. But at the end of the day, just like, I also have like female that pay for me, because at the end of the day, I respect if a female wants to pay for me, because I'm just like, why not? Because then we know that, then I know, okay, like you also invested in me. I'm not the one who really put in time and like my money and shit. You also invested in me. So it's like, then I'm even more inclined to like, I don't think about what I'm doing for you, because I just do it naturally because I want to do it for you.
Nice. So you ever took a chick out on the first date and she'd never call you again?
Nah.
My boy. I appreciate it, man. What's your name again?
My name is Ebenezer.
Ebenezer. Like Scrooge? Like Scrooge.
Like Scrooge.
Like
yes,
Scrooge.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but humbug.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, my boy.
Thank you.
Dang, all right, man. All right, so we got Drew here. Drew, you don't got no girl, you single, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us, what's the worst pickup line you ever used to bag a chick and you still got the number, or you still got the drawers?
I was at a job site. And I was chilling doing my thing.
You was at a job site?
Yeah, I was walking down the middle of the street.
Right.
Because I was about to hop in the V.
Right, okay. Hop in the V.
Yeah. My partner was like, yo, I'm about to pick you up instead.
Right.
So I'm walking down a one-way.
Right.
You feel me? And he's pulling up. So
right.
I see a car and then come through, so I moved to the right side. And I looked in it though real quick, you know.
Yeah.
And I saw a shorty in there driving.
Nice joint.
Yeah.
Nice joint, okay.
Okay.
All right.
I looked at her, you know, there was a stop sign at the end of the block.
Right.
At the end of that street.
Okay.
Bro, I look back and she's at the stop sign, regular shit.
Regular shit?
At the stop sign. But I'm looking and I stop, I see her reversing.
Coming back.
Reversing back the
Pause.
one way.
Right.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah. So I'm just chilling right there. And she pulled it right beside and I scooped her number like that.
Scooped the number like that? Wow, nice. You ain't even really do nothing.
Yeah, and I had to tell her to keep it moving because there was traffic. So
look at that. That's game. Fuck with my boy Drew, man. Yo, listen, that's suave shit right there. You heard? He ain't even got a spit game. He just looked. He just looked. And they back up, swerve back up. You know what I mean? You, bro.
You know the vibe.
All right, man.